Listening Library presents Hannah Montana, the movie, by N.B. Grace. Read for you by Eileen Stevens.
Chapter 1. Even from the parking lot, everyone could hear the chant coming from inside the stadium. Hannah, 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 Hannah. Outside, thousands of Hannah Montana fans spilled out of buses and cars and streamed toward the entrance. This was it. A Hannah Montana concert was about to begin. As the audience entered the stadium, Mr. Stewart, Hannah's manager and dad, stood in her dressing room. He stared at the long blonde hair of the pop star and frowned. Something was wrong. Very wrong. Hannah's wig was in the dressing room, but not Hannah. Meanwhile, the crowd outside was getting even more frantic. The concert was sold out, but the screaming girls who didn't have tickets wouldn't give up. Little did they know that even if they did get tickets, they might not see Hannah perform that night. That was because two of the girls trying desperately to get inside were Miley Stewart and her best friend, Lilly Truscott. Miley Stewart was, of course, an ordinary high school student, but she had a very extraordinary secret. She was also Hannah Montana. Not that that meant anything right now. "The name is Miley Stewart," she told the ticket taker in desperation. "Please, we've got to get in there." "Our names are on the list," Lilly added. "Well, why didn't you say so?" the ticket taker asked. Then she rolled her eyes. "In your dreams, sweet cheeks. Next." Before Miley and Lilly could argue further, the people in line behind them pushed the girls out of their way. Lilly shook her head. "You're the only pop star I know who can't get into her own concert," she told Miley. Usually, being both Miley and Hannah served Miley well. She could be a world-famous pop star and also have a normal teen life and normal teen friends. But lately, having such a big secret had become harder and harder for her. Suddenly, a security guard pulled up in a golf cart and hustled over to do crowd control. Miley narrowed her eyes as she studied the cart. She had an idea. A few moments later, Miley and Lilly were driving down a backstage corridor toward Hannah's dressing room. "Somebody stop those girls!" yelled the guard as he chased them. "Can't you go any faster?" Lilly asked Miley. "It's a golf cart," Miley snapped back. Finally, she saw it. Hannah's dressing room door. Miley smiled with relief, especially when she saw her dad standing there. She screeched to a halt and made a dash toward him, with Lilly following. Mr. Stewart held up his hand as the guard ran up, panting. "Whoa," he said. "It's okay. They're with me." Then he hustled the girls inside, where he turned to them and frowned. "Sorry," Miley said. "Practice ran late and Jackson's car wouldn't start and—" "Less explaining," her father interrupted. "More changing. We don't have a lot of time." Miley knew the drill like the back of her hand. She went to the big wooden makeup box with the words Hannah Montana painted on it and opened it up. Inside were rows of lipsticks and glittery eyeshadows in every imaginable color. She pinned up her hair and tossed her old sneakers and sweatshirt aside, then sat down in front of the mirror. Once her makeup was done, she pulled a short, sparkly dress over her head and zipped up her gold, high-heeled boots. Finally, the long, blonde Hannah wig was lifted off its special stand and placed on her head. Miley turned to face the mirror. She smiled at her reflection. Miley Stewart, ordinary high school girl, had vanished. In her place sat Hannah Montana, international pop star, and she looked awesome. Moments later, Miley was standing with her father. Slowly, the ceiling above them opened up, revealing the stage. Miley smiled. "Love you, Daddy," she hollered above the roar of the crowd. "Loving you right back, darling," her father said. The machinery began to lift Miley toward her cheering fans. "Don't forget it's your turn to do the dishes tonight," Mr. Stewart called. "Oh, come on," Miley protested. "I did them last night." Her dad grinned. "You're the one who wanted the best of both worlds. Watch your head." "Ladies and gentlemen," the announcer shouted, "Hannah Montana!" Hannah stepped onto the stage to a blast of fireworks and the pulsing beat of her hit song, The Best of Both Worlds. The crowd went wild, and Hannah gave them everything they had hoped for and more. It definitely wasn't easy being two people at one time, thought Miley as she sang and danced her heart out. But at times like this, it sure was worth it. Chapter 2. The next day, Hannah was still singing The Best of Both Worlds, but this time she was in the middle of a beach party doing dance moves in the sand. When she got to the end of the song, she smiled and held the last note. "Cut!" called the director of Hannah's latest music video. "Hannah, as always, fabulous. That's a wrap, people. Good work." Miley headed to the large tent that had been set up as her dressing room. Then, once inside, she eagerly sat down at her dressing table and started to take off her wig. Fortunately, she glanced in the mirror first. A goofy-looking guy was peeking out from behind her clothes rack. Miley screamed. "No, it's okay. I'm sorry," the guy stammered. "I just had to meet you. I promised my girls that I'd say hi to you for them." He took a deep breath. "Hi." Miley took a long look at the intruder. He had thick glasses and buck teeth. His voice sounded friendly, even a little folksy, and he was wearing a t-shirt with a photo of his daughters on the front. All in all, he seemed harmless enough. On the other hand, he had been hiding in her tent. As if he sensed her doubts, the man pulled out a crumpled piece of paper. It was covered with notes written in bright pink ink. "My girls even wrote out some questions if you have a second. Oh my gosh, this is such a thrill." He pulled out a camera. "Do you mind?" Miley relaxed. This guy was a little offbeat, but he sounded sincere. "No," she said. "Go ahead." Then a sharp voice suddenly cried out, "Don't even think about it!" Vida, Hannah's publicist, burst into the tent. "Vida, it's okay," Miley said. "Nothing about this man is okay," Vida snapped. "Hello, Oswald." The man took off his glasses. "Hello, Vita," he said, now in a British accent. "Looking lovely as ever." Oswald took out his fake buck teeth, and Miley stared at him, astonished. Without his fake teeth and glasses, he looked like a completely different person. "Oswald Granger," Vida said to Miley, "Chief Sleaze for Bon Chic, England's most notorious tabloid. And we would love, with a capital OVE, to do a cover feature on the global phenomenon that is Hannah Montana," Oswald added. "And by feature, he means career-ending expose," Vida told Miley. She turned to Oswald. "Country girl living her dream, beloved by millions. That's all we got. That's all you're getting. Now get out." Oswald shrugged. "You can't blame a bloke for trying." Then he walked out, leaving Miley somewhat shaken and wide-eyed. "How you could even think we'd have something to hide!" Vida called after him. Then, as soon as he was gone, she turned to Miley. "He didn't see anything, did he?" she asked. Miley shook her head. "I don't think so." "Good," the publicist sighed. "Don't talk to anybody unless I'm by your side," she reminded Miley. "I'm your publicist. I can't protect you if you don't let me. That's why you hired me, remember?" Miley raised an eyebrow. "I didn't hire you, remember? My record company did. Because they love you very much and want to be sure that you're treated like the superstar that you are," Vida replied smoothly. She caught sight of a notebook lying open on the table. "What's this?" she asked. "Nothing," Miley said quickly. "Just a song."
Sample complete. Ready to continue?